Hello, Hippo. Thank you. You too. Yes, this is my last day. Hello, Spirit. This is my last day with being 37 years old. so, hello, Casmo. I totally forgot, guys, that I set the time that I set for the live was at 9 p.m. Um, and then I realized that, oh my god, it's past 9. I was like, oh my god. Hey, Parvati. Hey, it's personal. I swear, I was like, oh my god, like it's, I totally forgot. I totally forgot that I said it. You know that I always like do it at 10. But I don't know why I put at 9 and I forgot. Because I did see that I put at 9 and I was like, well, okay. You know, it's summertime. Yesterday I woke up at 4, 4 a.m. in the morning. So I was like, because uh, it was already bright outside. So I was like, oh yes. Um, Casmo, we don't answer just random questions. Is it related to K-pop? Because for personal questions, I do have my email, and also the questions are paid in that sense. Um, but in lives, we don't do the dynamic like this. Oh yes, I have Hippo. I loved it. It's very Taeyang style. I loved it. It's very Taeyang style. Hello. It was great yesterday. Like I actually the first I was on TikTok because like I told you I woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning. Um, and I saw a TikTok and then I went straight to the page and I was looking for the whole video. I was a bit surprised because it's not what I expected from him, but it's really smooth and nice. Honestly, I don't know who Taeyeon was and still don't. Taeyeon is good. Now I have a bone to pick with Teddy. Another one. Another bone. Hi, did you see Jimin's photos of Mary Claire Korea? No, I haven't yet. Are they nice? I'm sure. I have to do a reading for Jamin. I know someone was requesting it. I always forget about him. I have to write it down. Hippo, they listening to Hope You Love It. Hello, Rim. Ted is the one who suggested to collab with Jimin. He is the proposer of that song. Previous releases of the Young are so good. You know, really struggling with memory these days. I really miss the time I could just remember stuff without keeping notes. Well, same. Same. Yeah, Jimin and Jeno are now kind of modeling. Yeah. I mean, at least they're doing something because sometimes either they have so much to do or especially individually, I think that it's good that they are doing some like uh, individual. I love Jenu as a model. He's beautiful, and Jamin also. Jamin's beautiful. I have to check it out. I'm surprised that I didn't see it online because I do follow them. This week was very hectic for me. Too much to remember. I just end up taking notes and forgetting again. Hi, Rin. Oh, yes, that I saw. Yes, it's personal. Yes, I did. It is that outfit on him, beautiful. Him, beautiful. Hey, Terrell. I think Taeyeon has Namjoon's eyes. Um, mm, yeah, the shape of the eye. Mm. Taeyang has such a Taurus energy. I always use him as an example. Yes, yes. That's why when the song was so smooth, so um, such a vibe. Oh my God! Wow. Um, I was like, oh, I love it. I love it because it's him. I love how do you make the drink you're drinking and how does it taste? Oh, it tastes like herbal tea. Actually, it tastes like herbal tea. Actually, the herbs come already like in as if it is like it's not um it's like the herbs is in pieces, very tiny pieces. Um, but it doesn't have to be dusty because otherwise the metal straw would just like it wouldn't be able I wouldn't be able to sip it. Um, but yes, you just put a bit of that on it. That this is sweetener, or you can add sugar wherever you want. Or some people don't put anything on it, and then you add hot water on it. But it's an exercise. I mean, the hot water has to be in um, you know, in this sort of steel bottles, so it stays warm, and you just put it every time you're going to drink it. It's not like when you have a cup of tea or something like that that you just you know what it's on the cup, it's what you're having. In this case, you're slowly pouring on the. Hello, Samara. Yeah, you would think this guy's a saint or something. Well, I don't know. I don't think that much, but he just gives off very religious vibe to me. Really? Religious vibes? Uh, I'm trying spirit, but it's been harder than usual. I could barely catch Monsta X comeback this week. Oh yes! Oh my! It's called mate, or what I'm drinking. It's an Argentinian traditional drink. I keep feeling tired of the day. Well, like I told you guys yesterday, I woke up really early because I had a job interview in the morning, so I had to get to the place. I forgot my phone at my house. Oh, and then I had to remember how to get there. I went through the wrong road. It was an awful day. I think that I'm not used to believing about the Friday the 13th, that it's supposed to not be lucky day. But yesterday it seems like everything was upside down. And I set the time for the live at 9, and then I am here. I was cleaning my house and everything, and I was like, oh, it's 9:30, and then it hit me. I was like, wasn't I supposed to do a live? And I forgot, and I came running. I want to make it. What is it called again? Oh, mate. It's like the word mate, but we pronounce it differently. It's mate. It's a traditional Argentinian drink. Um, yeah, but you have to get the herbs because the herbs are made in Argentina. Probably, I know there are countries that they have it. So if you can find it, oh. And guys, yesterday that I went to the interview, I put my mascara on and everything. But see how it is like I did take my makeup off, but it is still like here. Oh my god! I have to buy like the makeup remover for eyes only because look, I look like a panda. Like the waterproof mascaras are, yeah, they are very lovely, but they are very hard to take off. It looks messy. Yes, I will age. It's a reading for TXT in my channel. I always see the Argentina team drinking it. It looks interesting, like herbal tea. So I probably like it. Yes, that's the reason I drink it all the time. Yes. Mm. For example, the we call it sherba. That is like a word for herbs, but we say sherba. Um, it has different tastes. You have like the regular one that is good for me. I used to drink it like just any sherba común, common or just average. But then eventually, like I started like feeling like acids, like on my stomach, not feeling very well. And I had to get one that had a mix of herbs of another herbs, like it's not just the sherbet, it's also like peppermint, mint, and a lot of other mixes of also, I don't know how you say cedron. I don't know how to say it in English. But yes, it's another herb that it is good. Like it also has cinnamon. It's not cinnamon. Cinnamon nut. Um, oh, how is it called? My favorite drink. My favorite herb. Herbal tea. Chamomile. Chamomile. It also has chamomile. But yeah. So yeah, I'm very picky about the herbs I use also because I don't like the average, because the average is too strong for my taste. But there are people that just drink it like this. They drink it plain, without sugar. Um, but I just can't. It's too strong without sugar. Yesterday was awful. I got low-key sick. Oh my, Samara, take care of yourself. I did enjoy Monsta X comeback, but I'm biased to JoJo's title tracks. Oh, Spirit, did you see that? It was like I don't know how you say it in English, but it's like a small sketch or show that they had to pretend to be a Monbebe on a chat, on a group chat, with a real Monbebe in it. So it was hilarious. I laughed so much. Hilarious. Yeah, I don't know what happened yesterday, guys, but I felt very angry, very frustrated. And then, yes, after I came home, I had to answer, like, also because I had tarot readings to do. So I did a few. I also like post the one for the channel, and then I took a nap because I was exhausted mentally, and it was too much. It was too much, and also I kept feeling like as if my body hurt. I know I'm very close to have my period, so probably that's the reason. But I felt sore in my body. I don't know, like very like I had to move like slowly. I don't know what's going on. Oh, really? It's personal? Why are we all go through it feeling awful? I don't know, Rim. And no, I don't know. I was blaming it because I was like, well, maybe because today is my last day with 37 years old. As a 37 years old, maybe this is like really age hitting me. But I don't know. I don't know. I thought I was the only one. Oh yeah, I think Changun got target bad in that video for confusing gift with GPH. Oh my god, that girl was hilarious. She definitely called that. Oh my. But yes, definitely there's a conversation. That's something that you would get in a fandom chat. Yeah, it was really just that kind of day. Oh yes, I know his personal. I know his group was huge. It still is. Sometimes I just go. My men are old. Please forgive me. But you know what the funny thing is that the Magne was the one that made a mistake. You know, he's the youngest of them all. Oh my. The older members are very trendy. Yes, I swear, I swear. And I was laughing also at the comments because some Mombebes were like, wow, this is Mihyuk greatest hit because he tries so hard to stay quiet. For me, Monsta X in 17, for me, this is my personal opinion, as a like as a consumer, an audience. For me, 17 and Monsta X are the most hilarious group. Like I laugh so much, and you know that I have so many favorite groups, but these are the two groups that I definitely, probably I don't follow that much their comebacks and stuff. I only like I'm learning from you guys because I started reading for them and I'm learning about them. But I swear I love these shows that they do, these variety shows. I just leave it on and I repeat it. There are some with Monster X and 17 with JJ that I love JJ. I put them on repeat. Like definitely whenever I want to just laugh, I put her videos. And 17 and Monsta X ones were my favorite, the ones that I really laughed very, like, very much. Um, and and this is not to say that the other groups are not funny. They all have like their their funny clips and stuff, but it's not the same to make a funny clip. Or there are some groups that they do have moments where, oh, it's funny because this special segment. In the case of Monsta X in 17, it's funny all the time. Like the whole, if the video lasts 28 minutes, the 28 minutes is going to be hilarious. And also, I noticed that they help a lot the like the host. Because I seen JJ, obviously she has high energy, and but definitely I seen that there are moments where the group is not very participative. It's not very involved in her kind of style of of comedian, or what's funny. um, and she has to put the extra energy and the extra effort to somehow make them laugh or make them relax even. Of course, in 17, you do have a lot of people, and there are others that, since they are the introverts, they really get lost in the conversation. But she's very, like, she's very observant. She's very, very smart in that sense, because she definitely points out the ones that are probably hidden in the corner without saying a word, and she calls them out. She's like, "Oh, I know that you are there. I know that you are shy," but she makes them like at least say a line. But I'm looking at you. I noticed she did this to NCT 127, to Tail. she did that to Tail because she was like having this great atmosphere, this great dynamic with the rest of the members, and somehow there was Tail in the corner, just yes, smiling and nodding, and he was really having fun. But him as an introvert, he was just an observer. He was like, and she definitely caught that. Oh my. I think it's to do with the retrograde and shifting of the planets. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Hippo, for the info. I know something is going on, but I don't know the details. Well, maybe not Hyungwon. Hyungwon, who is one of the youngest and just made a Gmail account this year. Oh my, no. No, that guy with his moon in Pisces, definitely I wouldn't trust him. And I know that his birthday is on the same day as me. He's also my birthday twin. He's also my birthday twin. Hyungwon. But he definitely is another kind of Capricorn because he's so like laid back, like like I don't feel represented by him or his energy at all. Yeah, K-pop variety is an deranged skill. For me, God 7 is the funniest. Oh yes, the funniest also. Yes, in third gen, if you're okay with R-rated jokes. Oh yes, God 7 is also hilarious. No, what happened? What happened with Jackson? He over inviting fans to dinner. Oh wow. What was Jackson doing? He was dancing around his fan. I don't know. Most people may not see him, but Jackson is very close with MX. There is variety shows where he made them eat outside for the McDonald's twice. No, but one of my friends saw him yesterday in London. Oh, asking for a fan's number like this not dangerous. I saw he even asked for a fan's number. Yeah, please, I'm not jealous. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about Jackson. I know definitely he's getting a lot of attention in essence because some people are wondering, what's going on, like, and actually, to be honest, I have no idea what's going on with him. I just know that he is being himself or whatever he feels like he needs to be, in this period of his life. Yeah, it's something that it was never seen before. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I understand why people are like, is this happening? Like, like why? Um, yeah. He's definitely a challenge for the whole idol image. Um, but yeah, if I always told you guys, I think that you shouldn't forget what I say. You know that I always told you that for me, fire signs as idols are a complete challenge. I would say especially the ones that are Aries or Aries placements. I would definitely like these people are not made for the entertainment etiquette. They have their moments where they have to be set free. Somehow they have to show their raw side. Their authentic self. And a lot of time the media takes that to portray them as if they are crazy or something, or as if this is alarming. What's going on. The thing happened to, I always bring her as an example, but the thing happened to Britney Spears when she shaved her head, with all the paparazzis, questioning you know, her sanity, like her when she almost tripped with the baby in her arms, when she dropped with the baby on the first seat, all those things. Like actually, like people being very concentrated on like, oh, she's going crazy. Why is she doing that? Yeah, but you're not making it like easier. You are taking photographs of that, and you're putting the camera lens in front of her, like almost made it impossible for her to be able to walk without you having to be on her face with the camera. So it's like we forget the invasion of privacy, but we focus more on the image that these people are selling. That is like, oh, look at her, she's gone crazy because she shaved her head. And that girl was asking for help in the sense that it was an expression, it was a manifestation of her inner struggles, and it was also, and I think that she said this in an interview. I think that this was a way of her to say, like, you cannot own me. Like you always seen me pretty. You always seen me like like a sex symbol. Okay, I'm going to shave my hair off, so you cannot look at me, so you cannot sexualize me again, so you cannot, you know, take over my image like this. Because see, I shaved my head. I'm no longer beautiful. I'm no longer attractive. See, I'm gross, or I am being weird, so you don't like me anymore. Like, it's showing that Jackson does not like to be alone and is manifested in his drinking, letting fast touching all over him. It takes one person to say the wrong thing. I wonder if entertainment company has star reader. I don't think so. I don't think so. They could have a sort of shaman or something that these fortune tellers that somehow, I think that that's very, I seen some Korean fortune tellers and I'm like, my God, that's so like that sort of limits your possibilities to change through life, because somehow if you were born on a day, you are supposed to be, I don't know, happy, successful, and if you were another day, you are supposed to be struggling in life. I don't know, that's very like, I don't know, like I don't like those kinds of reading. It's just determine people to a sort of fate, and actually you can change those things. I feel like some of their HRD can read. What is HRD? I think it will only make him worse, because that's another responsibility he will have, because he also responsible for his team getting a paycheck or not. Jackson went to the fans' home for dinner and chose 5 another fans from his track to go to. He posted IG story too. Oh, really? Oh, thank you, Mafi. Hi, Mafi. Mm. Yes, that long term prediction is like, come on, like, you're somehow like, either because they say that you're going to be successful, it's like, well, it depends, what success is. Success is not the same for everyone. We are all different. We want different things. Infinite Sunghyul said he went to a reader who told him he will have a big hit that year. That was year Infinite had their biggest hit and saved themselves from disbandment. Oh, I just want to get a reading and seminar things too. Well, if you have a tarot reader that only tells you negative things, Spirit, you should get another one. Perhaps they need to read just to see what they're capable of, and what they can develop. Exactly, is personal. Yes, what's available for them, but not to sentence them. Oh, like you're going to be like this. Yeah. Yeah, it's too restrictive. It's like anything can happen. A decision can be made, and it can change your whole life. Or actually, you can refuse to do something, and that also change your whole life. Have you seen the butterfly effect? Like, I don't believe like in that sense of like everything that happened in the movie, but definitely our decisions shape our future. But at the same time, it's not only us in the world. There's other people around us, that are making their decisions. So it's not just about like, oh, if I behave like this, I'm going to be successful. You can find a few resistances on the way, because we are social people, we are social animals, and we sometimes, it depends of our surroundings and everything that is going on. I'm scared about that, so I don't get readings. You shouldn't be scared of tarot readings, Spirit, especially personal. Um, Definitely, that's why I sometimes, when I give the general personality tarot readings, for the person to get to know themselves, I feel like that spread is very meaningful for the people that they want a tarot reading, but they don't want the tarot reading to tell the future. I don't know if that makes sense, but actually, I had educated people about this. There are tarot readings that actually like can help you get to know yourself. Your strengths, what's available for you, how you can develop it. It's not just about like, when are you going to get married and have children, and how is going to be your future spouse. It's not about that. There are another kind of different readings that can allow you to get in contact more with yourself and what you need to know now in order to be a better version of yourself. Because definitely we went through so much that, the future is very, we should focus more on the now. Yes, a lot of things affect us in the future. And we also affect a lot of people. That's why you should always be nice, because you don't know if what you say can influence someone. I don't believe in future predictions personally. Yeah, in my yes, if I remember. In my case, I have also friends that they are like, oh, I want to know, but I don't want to know, about a specific subject. They are like, oh, when they see me, they are like, oh, I want to get a tarot reading with you, but uh, I don't know whether it's about the relationship or something that is going on in their lives, and they're like, I want to know, but at the same time, I don't want to know. And that's something that I always am very patient about this. Like, I wait for the person to contact me, in the sense that you have to be the one asking for the reading. I cannot do the reading for you or force you to do a reading that, like you are expressing, you don't want to know. And what do I say about not wanting to know? Is that sometimes it's better to not know things or to not go that deep. And it's very wise to listen to yourself. There are moments, even for me, even the most important moments in my life, or if I'm in a crossroad, or if I have to, something came up on my life, and I sometimes I feel tempted to pull a card to do a reading about it, but there are moments where I'm like, no, I'm not going to touch the cards. I'm just going to go through the experience, and I'm going to be observing the what the experience has to teach me, and I will not ask the tarot. Maybe I will ask the tarot later. But I try not to pull cards sometimes, because somehow, sometimes knowing something, it gets stuck in your unconscious, and it makes you feel a bit um, like knowing something somehow clouds your possibility to be present in the experience, you know. Marisa, this week you advise not to get too comfortable with oracle readings and use them instead of tarot. What's the downside to using mainly oracle cards? I don't think it has a downside. I don't think it has a downside to read. But I think that it's, I don't know. I think that the oracles, it's a way of, like, they have keywords, so you cannot expand on those. Of course you can expand because you can use your imagination, but that's the problem. What you are reading is an interpretation of what the cards are saying, or is your imagination? Is what you are making up in your mind with the words that you're seeing? Are you storytelling, or are you reading the cards? That's why the tarot is so complex. Like, there's no downside, actually, because I think that you can read wherever. There are people that, for example, they read with the Celtic runes. There are people that read with another forms of divinations. The two, you decided yourself. They also learn with the Lenormand. There's a Lenormand tarot as well, and there's Lenormand oracle as well. But I think that it lacks a bit. I think that the tarot has more deepness. The tarot takes you through a journey. And the oracle is more like, I don't know. I think that you can be a bit like, for me, when I read an oracle card, I think that the word and the energy coming from the card is telling me almost like, the basic story or energy that it's in. But I feel like I shouldn't lay so much on this only, you know? And also, I mean, that's why we say we are tarot readers, because we read the tarot, you know. But I think that that's only probably is because of my experience. I had always been surrounded by tarot readers. Like my experience as a tarot reader had always been, you know, tarot reading and learning with the tarot and learning the 78 cards, and learning everything about them, you know. And each day you learn something different, you know, some different meanings come from it. So for me, being a tarot reader is to read the tarot. um, and the oracle with the keyword, it can be a bit like, you know, you can get too comfortable with, oh, this is what it means, you know. I think that the the ability of a tarot reader is to also, you know, expand the meaning. And you know that you are doing good the day that you start almost like forgetting the keywords of a card, because tarot cards also have keywords. But if you allow yourself to make your own meaning about this, and to also to adapt it with how you feel about that person that is asking and their circumstances, if you are able to take everything of that in consideration, you are actually more likely to get more into the message that is for that person, you know. Because the person is not going to, I don't think that it's fair that a person pays you just for you to read something that they can read on the cards themselves, you know. Like, I consider watching tarot videos to get more tarot of myself, to get my more to get to know more of myself. Are you feeling hectic sometimes to know so much about others from your readings? Um, no, I think I just let it go once I'm over, because that information is not for me. What I get in the cards is because, you know, they are available to read, but that information is not for me. You know, it's not something that I'm like, oh, I read for this person, so now I know this. I'm like, yeah, now I read this for this person, but tomorrow it can be different. For example, for idols, what I read for them a year ago is not the same that it's going to be if I pull cards now. So, you know, we people, we are very complex. So a tarot reading is not going to tell you the whole truth of a situation or of a person. So you have to let go also of that perception that, oh, because it was in the cards, it is like this. Energy and events and also people change all the time, all the time. Yeah, it's why I asked you not to predict the future. For me, in the reading, just overall current feelings and energy. Yes, exactly, Rim. You know exactly what you want and what is good for you, and you know also what you do not want. So I think that it's great that you have that self awareness of like, yeah, I don't want the typical future reading. I want to know what is for me today. That's it, one day at a time. Yes, there are people who even read faces. Everyone has varied skills. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Toast Tarot? Oh, I love the Toast Tarot. For me, the toss tarot, it's I did a very intense course with the toss tarot, and definitely that's very profound tarot deck. I remember I did the course, and then a few weeks later I bought the tarot deck, and I swear that when I got it, I felt like energy in my hands when I touch it, and it was just a regular tarot deck. It wasn't that special. But the images, everything, definitely that tarot deck, it's different. It has energy. And I don't believe in people that say, "Oh, because of the creator, that's evil." That's no, guys. That's what is evil is the carrier. You cannot just like fear a tarot deck or a philosophy. You just adapt it to you. You know. I know people fear a lot of things, and tarot deck it's also full with filled with a lot of like some people have a lot of taboos against it and stuff. Uh, I definitely do respect the tarot. I do respect the tarot, like in the sense that that's why I always tell you I'm always saging. I'm always saying a prayer. I set an intention for my tarot deck. I don't just let it just act. And for example, I know people that they do like I don't know, tarot readings for people that had passed away or past lives, and I don't do those because I don't want to like to summon that energy. I think that there are some things that I just don't want to go there, but I try to keep my readings very therapeutic, like not so much on catching whatever energy is available. I just want my readings to have a purpose. I want the reading to do some kind of work. I want my consultant, my client to do some work also. Like, okay, you are here to ask me to ask the tarot something, but you're here to work. If you come to me, be ready because we are going to work a few things. Like, it's not just for you to gossip about, what so and so is doing with their lives. It's more like, come on, look within yourself. What is going on with you? What do you need a tarot reading? What are you looking for? What are you looking for? And what if that answer is within yourself? And it's your responsibility only to find out. So what you're saying is that oracle cards don't give us much room for intuitive interpretation and tarot allows more complex explanations. Yes. I remember walking into a new age shop and the lady said to me, "Oh, you're one of those." Ah, I knew why you're one of those. What did she say that? It sounds... I knew what she meant. I personally agree, though the way you interpret the oracle also varies from person to person. It can be simple or complex as you make it. Hello, nice to meet you, JJ. Thanks for explaining, Vanessa. I love listening to your readings and I'm always your 10 minutes. Yeah, Mafi, thank you so much for your feedback. I try to always keep my readings very grounded because I am an earth sign, so I don't like to go so much into the Lululand. I try to stay very professional and very down to earth. But like I tell you, if I see something in the cards, I have to say it. I have to say it because it's part of my job as an intuitive reader, and I'm working with my intuition as well. So sometimes I do say a few things in my reading that I'm like, oh my God, where did that come from? But probably it was part of the process. So that's why I don't criticize other people's work or style, because I know we are all different and we can offer people so much with the tools that we have. It's just that I had studied a lot to get to where I am, and to provide the service that I provide with my tarot. I had done also a lot of work in myself to somehow be a better version of myself, so I do not obstruct the journey between my words getting coming from the tarot and getting to the client. I want this to be as clear as possible. And because I had tarot readers that had changed my life with their interpretations. So, my purpose is to be able to change someone's life with not with advice, because I don't tell people what to do. You are responsible of your own life. The tarot doesn't determine your life. I don't determine your life. It's on you. But if I can just help you see something that you are not seeing, a possibility, something, I feel like I've done a great job. And I feel like that's it. I let go of expectations. That's it. I had watched tarot readings on about conspiracy theories and important historical events. It wonders me how they interpret it. Yeah. Must take so much brain power and quick. Do you have any favorite oracle decks? Oh, Spirit. I find the tarot rather complex. Many different possible interpretations of each card. I find it hard to know what it's saying, especially when putting together in a narrative in a spread. Yeah, actually, I had that feeling when I started reading, like I started like 20, 25 years ago. Like, it's not it's not easy. I understand what you're saying. There were a lot of years where even knowing the meanings, I didn't know how to, like form the meaning. But what I did that helped me a lot is not to do the traditional spreads, I would just pull three cards: past, present, and future. And I would guide myself with those. And then slowly, maybe if I wasn't like understanding, I would pull an extra card to support the one that I wasn't getting. But it was like I was pulling cards, just to, like, come on, let me see what I'm not seeing. So that's how I learned to interpret them all together. But, this is why I think that for me, reading cards, it's a whole experience. It's a whole experience in the sense that I have to be present to do what I do. And I have to be like with my mind and with my thoughts and with my feelings. I have to be like ready. That's why I do a sort of, I wouldn't say it's a ritual, but I set a mood, an atmosphere to do the tarot reading. I don't just sit and I'm like, okay, I will open the book and I will read some tarot. No, because I carry so much energy of the day with me that possibly, I'm carrying a lot on myself. I'm a very intuitive person. I'm an empathic person. So it's possible that sometimes I do carry other people's energy with me. So that's why I always cleanse, I cleanse afterwards. Even reading for idols, because idols, they do have their energies with them, and I also have to clean myself because of this. But yeah, I think that is a whole process. I remember when I started, there wasn't much like bibliography. There wasn't much like books about tarot. It was just magazines, at least the ones that I found here in my country. And they were from the 80s, very old, very updated. And I remember that I was just on my own, like with the cards. I was like, there was one moment that I would collect magazines, just to, Yeah, I don't know, because they would do this, that for example, one week they would sell you a magazine talking about wands, then other day they would sell you another one talking about pentacles, and this and this and this. um so I would have to wait and collect them and then read them together. And I was like, one day I was so tired of it. Like I was like, yes, I'm reading the meanings, I'm reading like how I'm supposed to do the spreads, but I'm not integrating that knowledge. It's not getting to me. It's not like I'm tired of reading like this from a book, or like as if I wasn't absorbing the information. So I just stopped like reading, like looking for a book to guide me how to read it, and I would just start reading and pull cards and do the spreads very messy, very unorganized, but those spreads would show me, and that's how I start seeing the whole picture. Because yeah, I wasn't concentrated, I was so focused on, oh, what does the book says about this, that I am not paying attention to the cards in front of me. So this is why you have to be like very, without distraction. You have to be very present, you have to be in the mood, you have to be in the now. Do you believe in twin flames? No. When I was younger, I did, but now it's all a business. I agree watching one of those top when you spoke him while reading. Oh, watching one of readers stopped when he spoke him while reading. Twin flames, not so much, but I do believe we meet people who show us a mirror just for them to not grow and observe from them. As in, not specifically in a romantic context. The way I see soulmate is someone who brings about a massive change in your life, not necessarily romantic either. Could be friend too. But that business had always existed, Spirit. Actually, I do have a book that I believe that is still around. When I was 16, I bought it. It was called How to Find Your Soulmate. And it was full of meditations, and you had to write on the book because it had like blank pages where you can write a letter to your soulmate. um, and it had always been a business. But I think that also is a distraction. The search for the soulmate twin flame. Especially because somehow you think that it's going to be magical and it's going to be perfect and it's going to be aligned with the universe. And somehow you are looking for that a special moment, that you sometimes take for granted the people around you. You take for granted that maybe your soulmate or your twin flame is your teacher, your friend, a parent, a mother, a father, a sister, a pet. You stop taking for granted the people that are present in your life, and you start daydreaming for someone that is not there yet. And you are always thinking like, oh, like, yes, one day that person will come and change my life because we are meant to be. And it's like, it's a lot of daydreaming, it's a lot of illusion, yes, but sometimes it does like make people um, think about situations or dynamics that are like, oh, because it's my twin flame, I have to put up with this because we will make it together. And I'm like, no, you're just toxic. You need to end this. Yes. 16 to 24 old girls seem the gillable market. Exactly. I have a lot of oracles, but I don't. I think that the one that I use is my favorite. You know, the chakra, the oracle of the chakras. I believe that's very deep. I like that. Even though it has like drawings that it looks a bit childish, but it's very deep actually. And the oracle of connected and free, I also like that one. The angels and ancestors that I always use. Um, the one that I wanted to get but is not available here on Argentina, it's, I believe that is like the psychic oracle. Psychic oracle, I believe it's called. I love that one. And also one book that I wanted to get, but I couldn't find it here in my country, and not, I couldn't find it even to buy it like internationally. That is called the Holistic Tarot. It's a huge book, but I love that book. It's called the Holistic Tarot. It's beautiful, guys. It has so much information. Like I told you, I'm not a fan of uh, tarot books, especially the ones that are published here in Argentina. I don't like them very much. I find them useless. I actually have a few, and I just couldn't finish them, like, because they had no substance. It seems like the format, it was full of images, but it didn't have like knowledge, and I just couldn't connect with the author, with the way the author would deliver things. But the Holistic Tarot, that's a book I want to get. And I, unfortunately, here in my country, I cannot get it. I cannot find it for myself. I saw a reader say this topic of toxic twin flames is up to debate, to say the late. Maybe we're all toxic, say the least. Yes, Holistic Tarot. Yeah, but I couldn't get it, Spirit. I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it. I tried. I tried, Spirit. Yes, it's called Holistic Tarot. But it wasn't available for my country. No, I did, and I think that it was even like, it wasn't even sold out on eBay. Um, yes, that book, Muffy. It's beautiful, beautiful. I think that that's one book that I always wanted to get and I couldn't get it. That's the book that I want. Oh, it's a book, Spirit. Yeah, it's a book. Yes, it's a book. Yeah, about tarot decks, I honestly have to stop buying. This could be my year resolution. I should stop buying tarot decks because, then I get into so much like, uh, you have it, Johnny Sixto? Oh, I'm from Argentina, Charisha. JJ. You told me to call you JJ. I love it. I want that book so bad. I usually am not a fan of books, but that one really caught my attention. Yeah, I searched for that as well as Spirit. I'm aware, yes, I searched for that as well. I was like, oh, I'm going to find it. And actually, I did find a link. I did download a link. And I was so happy. I was like, okay, I'm going to go to print it somewhere, because I know it has like a lot of pages, so it's not going to be, cheap. Um, and then when I when I opened the the book, when I opened the file, it had like the 10 first pages, and that's it. I was like, oh, that's the reason why it was so like. But it took a while to download. It took like a whole day, so I don't know what happened. But it was like it wasn't the whole book. I was so excited because I was like, okay, I will print it. And it was just like, it didn't have the whole book. I have seen Celtic tarot decks in one of the websites. Oh, yes. I have one Druid. I have the Druid tarot. That one was also one of my first tarot decks that I bought, the Druid tarot. It's very old. I bought it also years ago. Um, that was also the first tarot deck that I trimmed, that I cut the edges because the card is huge, and also because the edges were really like pointy, and I would like get like hurt when I would shuffle. So that one I trimmed. Yes. That's how I find all books, because I'm in a country where you can get these books easily. Yes, we are the same Spirit. I know we have to find our ways. Yes. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Please make sure that it's the full book, not like what happened to me. Hello, Hope. Do you have psychic abilities? No. No. I'm just an empath. I don't have psychic abilities. And if I do, I believe that there's no name for it. Like I don't like to claim to have psychic. I think that that's like I know people say that they do. I don't. No. No. I'm very down to earth in that sense. I don't like, those kinds of labels, because you know reading tarot is a mystery, you know. Um And I think I'm just an interpreter of tarot. I'm just an interpreter of tarot. I take the message from the tarot and I try to deliver it, and that's also on me, because the tarot always like shows you, that's why I always say, if you're not ready to hear it, don't ask for it. Um, but it's on me and my own awareness to be like, okay, how do I deliver this? So I think that it's not that I'm just like a medium, so you can like use me and I will like channel the messages. No, there's a level of responsibility also. There's a level of responsibility in how you deliver things and why you choose to read about certain things and not others. For me to be able to read for K-pop idols, I was like, I would have never imagined doing this. But actually reading for them has like somehow improved my ability to read tarot, you know. It's a sort of practice. It's a way to connect more with the decks, to connect more with different energies, with different not only with different people, because also the people that I read for change me and my perception of life. So this is why I'm always thankful. This is why I'm always thankful. I'm always thankful. But I also honor their energy, in the sense that I don't choose pull cards because, oh, I want to know what he's up to. No. Some of the idols who are spiritual, I believe they're intuitive. Yeah, when you are intuitive, you don't need tools. You just know it. You just know it. Suga seems very powerful. And Kihyun seems to be a bit scared of his ability, but he has some hidden power too. Yeah, a lot of Scorpios are scared of their potential to see things. They don't like it. They actually refuse it. For me, one of the Red Velvet members. I heard B. Kim Taeyon's psychic abilities. B. I'm not sure. No, B. I don't think. He can have the potential of being spiritual, like in the sense of being very open-minded to believe in a lot of things. And actually like being a seeker of the truth, somehow wondering, where does this come from, like, oh, this is a signal, like, why is this happening to me, somehow being in a road to connect with his self-awareness. But I think that probably because of the industry that he's in, sometimes he does get like a bit interrupted in that, because being in a like in a industry where everything is looks, and the people also are very manipulative, and like there must be a lot of power play in the K-pop industry. So I think that it's not the safest place for you to practice spirituality or mediumship or anything like this. I agree. When it's as a Cancer moon, I'm almost scared of how much I feel, even when I don't want to. I don't claim to be a psychic, though. No, I don't. No. I know I have the potential to somehow like see, not see, but to just know things. But I think that it's also about when you are very sensitive, or probably when you are very good at reading a room, or when you just are very intuitive. But not intuitive. I think that when we say intuitive, people think like this magical thinking of like when you are intuitive, you uh, see things. When you're intuitive, you absorb energy, and you just have deja vu's and visions about what's going on and what the future is going to be like. And intuition is not like that. Intuition, we all have intuition. Intuition is not that especially magical. We all have intuition. We all have it. It's just that some people um, refuse to use it. They are like, okay, I don't want to see what's around me. I don't want to see what's going on. I think that it's dangerous to know what's going on. And there are some other people that are a bit more like curious, that they are like, okay, but why does this keep happening to me? Where is the pattern? So you start to develop your other sides, the other senses. The intuition is the accumulation of all your other senses together. So when you are very present in the now, when you really like acknowledge how I feel, what I'm seeing, what I'm sensing, what I'm smelling, you start to be very open to experiencing things. So that's when you start, that's when you start to use your intuition and being like, oh, this keep happening lately. I wonder what that means. Yes. Hi, Ivan. I think that it's not, people are like, sometimes they take it the wrong way, and they think like, oh, I'm an intuitive. And yeah, we all are intuitive. It's just that some people, because of past traumas, because of situations that they had like experienced in their lives, they choose to not use intuition because it's too painful sometimes to see things. Sometimes, like I always tell you, sometimes you are not ready to see what's going on. Not even in yourself and not even in others. So oh my god. Okay, guys, I'm going to pull a few cards for some Capricorn idols that I actually haven't read for, and that they are. Thank you. That they are Capricorns as well. I know someone sent me a list, and one of them was Mamamoo's Moonbyul. Then we can do Monsta X, my birthday twin. None of the Enhypen, none of the Enhypen members look happy. Yeah, probably it's allergies, guys. Yeah, it's just that everything they do is full of controversies, you know. Wait a minute, guys. I'm going to get my notebook. GD is what? Me too. I always get that with the moon signs. I'm like, oh, I should read for this, and they're like, no, that's not his moon sign. Okay, let's put some order. I said I'm going to read for Mamamoo, Moonbyul. Moonbyul is it or Moonbyul? Monsta X. What is the name of Monsta X member? Because Moonbyul. Plastic of the sofa. I'm not going to do a mini reading. I'm going to do a proper reading for them on my channel. Hyungwon. Because if I do a mini reading and then I do, and it's like all the time reading, and also I have a lot of reading about the Stray Kids on my mini readings on the lives. So I think I should do like a proper reading, because once I read for someone, then I don't read for them for a while. I let time passes. So, you know. Yeah. I remember I said this, like, you know, there are some things that you shouldn't talk about, you know, there are some things that you shouldn't talk about. JJ, you have to choose one member of Enhypen. I cannot read for two. So choose which one of the ones you mentioned. Heesung? Okay. Yes, I also wanted to do a reading for Jay. Is it Jay or Jake? Jay, I think it's Jay. And to see how he was doing, but that one I'm going to do for my channel. It's just that I didn't want to do it, you know, because I was like, because if I would do it, people would be like, oh, but you know what happened, and they said this, and they said this, you know, and whenever a rumor is around that person, I try not to, you know, not to read for them, because it's very fresh, and also I think that is invasive. But I really wanted to see how he was doing, you know, energetically. But I'm like, I'm going to wait a bit for time to pass, because oh wait, guys, I'm going to turn off my fan because it's making weird noises. Yes. Yeah, I wanted to do a reading for him, but then I was like, this is. I could try to pull some cards for him. But who isn't drag in K-pop? There's always. Oh, and someone asked me for Jackson as well. I remember now. Oh my. Oh. Oh my. These allergies are going to kill. Yes. Okay, let's begin because these are. Yes. Guess what? We are all human. Yeah, it's like, oh, I want a relatable idol. I want an idol that can speak their mind. But then they're like, oh no, why did you say that? Why did you say that? You're not supposed to say that. You're an idol. Come on. Okay, let's start the reading for Mamamoo Moonbyul. She got the Two of Cups, the Magician, Five of Pentacles, but I'm not going to show this card because it's Temperance, Six of Pentacles. And she also got the Five of Cups because it jumped. So definitely she's working with someone. She's working because she got the Two of Cups. So she's collaborating with someone, or either she's in a relationship with someone that she's working with. You know, that can happen as well. But somehow this association is helping her like feel stronger because she has the Magician. So probably 2023 is going to be a year where you are going to hear from different projects coming from her. I think that is an individual project. I think that if it is like a collaboration, but it's only her with another artist. But then she got a lot of vibes. So somehow there's going to be a bit of, there's going to be some obstacles for her to actually get what she wants to get done. Somehow it seems like she's very passionate about like, okay, I'm going to deliver this project very soon. I'm going to announce it, I'm going to show it, I'm going to show myself, like I'm going to go out there and promote it and being very independent and actually like making all the hard work herself, like in promotions and stuff. But somehow I think that there's going to be some limitations to her desire, because these cards of five is like, okay, you are going to do great, but somehow there are going to be some obstacles in the way. And here in the Temperance card is like asking her to somehow understand that these things that happened, these things that get frustrated for her, that she somehow should be able to understand that if this happened, it's not personal, that actually is how the industry works, and that it's not something done personal to her, because I sense that she tends to feel and take it very personal. Also, she's someone that always strives for success. I mean, she is like a very like goal achiever person. She definitely wants to give her best. She does everything to be, empowered and to be in control and to be responsible of what she does in life. But somehow it's like you cannot get 100% of what you're expecting. And somehow it's like, it's not about you. It's not that you don't work enough. It's not that you don't put the effort enough. It's more like sometimes, things on the industry are very like this. When you, it depends on a lot of things. And I think that she has to come to peace with this, that somehow the industry is moving, and probably they are more into other styles of music, or there's something that is changing, and somehow it's like, you maybe you are not that influenced as you would like. um, but she definitely works, to get a number one. Or in the sense that I don't think that it's about being successful. I think that she definitely wants to show quality, and she definitely wants to make quality music. But I think that probably the audience is not very interested in Red right now, or probably I see the fandom doing like a lot of work to get her, to give her more promotion, or to give her support. But the fandoms also feel a bit like frustrated with either the company, or the media in general, because I feel like they put the effort but they don't see the outcome. It's as if you bought something, you bought an experience, or you bought a service, and you're like, oh, because I bought, the most expensive one, so I expect this experience to be quite high quality, or to be great. And somehow when you get it, you're like, oh yeah, this is great, but this is not what I wanted. So I think that probably for Moonbyul, there's this sense, there's this sense of like, oh, I put my whole potential, like really, I put all my hard work, but somehow this is what I get. There's this sense of really strong disappointment. Like, is this it? Like, I wanted more, like more representation. And I think that definitely she has the influence, because I definitely believe that she has a very strong presence in the music industry, and she also has a strong voice in that sense. She got the magician, so she is like her own boss, in the sense that she is her number one like promoter. She does the work. She also knows how to pull certain strings. She's very strategic. Like, okay, if I collaborate with this, how do I do this? And if I go here, I will go there as well. She's very like abundant in the sense. But I think that the temperance card is like slowly showing her that she shouldn't put that much expectation on, you know, on having the media help her. Like somehow they are concentrated on other things. I don't know if they are concentrated in like younger idols, or they are like, it seems like they are not paying attention. They are distracted by the hot new toy, so somehow they don't pay attention that much to the third generation. Unless you're BTS. If you're BTS, they are paying attention. But if you're not BTS, it's like, oh yes, yes, I know who you are. Thank you, but And this is the frustration that actually a lot of third generation groups do get. Monsta X, I do GOT7. When I read for them, there's this sense of like, okay, we work really hard to get this out there, to get this project going, and somehow you are not helping us. You are not promoting this enough. The people that invite us to their show, they seem to not know very much about us. They do not do the research. They do not seem interested. We have to always bring our energy ourselves, so they are a bit tired of that. Yes, they are a bit tired of that. Because also they are not part of the influential like companies. So they do not have like also the support, to be like, okay, they will build me a great like, I don't know, a very luxurious display somewhere. No, it's all on them and the fans. So there's this sense of like, wow, like this is really unfortunate. Yes, yes, absolutely thankless attitude. Yes, and they are literally tossed to a side because oh no, there comes the group of the year. There comes, and of course that is not to say something about the fourth generation because it's their moment. This also is a very competitive environment, guys. So this is something that it happens all the time. It happens every day. So it's not new, it's not new. It's just that it's a shame that you really put so much work into, like finishing a project and actually not getting, the proper promotion or just people like people that you thought that would be there for you or that they would help you, achieve some kind of activity or something like that. They are gone, or they are like, oh yes, I know who you are, but they are not. They are elsewhere. They are looking and hunting for the popular, the trendy groups. And it's like you have to chase them instead of them chasing you. Maybe if these companies thought about who made them the money they used to debut their new groups. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Look also at Icon. The other day we were talking about Icon. It's not, Icon never got the recognition for all the hits that they made, all the number ones, because really, like, instead of talking about what's hot and what's trending and which idols are models or ambassadors of certain brands, let's talk about the ones that really make good music. Like, let's talk about, let's do a top 10 of really impactful K-pop songs of all time, of the last 7 years. Like, let's do a countdown of those of the most, like, you know the songs that really, like, you would hear again and again and again, and it wouldn't age, like you wouldn't get tired in your ears from listening. Okay, I'm going to pull cards for Monsta X Hyungwon, my birthday twin. Oh, a lot of people here. Here the card of Ten of Wands, Queen of Cups, Eight of Cups, the Empress, and Page of Cups. So definitely he's feeling a lot of emotions. Where is he? Where is he? Because he's feeling like a bit overwhelmed by emotions. Like, is something going on with his family or something like that? Is something going on with his family? Like, he has this, yes, love scenario would make the list, definitely. Oh, Yeah, he's feeling like very worried for a female. Like, and I think that it's an older female. I think that it's like a mother, a grandmother. Like, but it's also someone that puts a lot of like responsibilities on him. Like, I don't know, is he the oldest of his family? Somehow, like, they ask so much out of him, and he's a bit like, I'm comfortable with that. Like, he feels like, because I know he's also very sensitive, but sometimes he feels like people expect a lot from him, and he feels very overwhelmed, a bit like caught up in a trap where you are all tangled and you cannot like set yourself free. um, and also he feels like a strong responsibility towards his elders. He feels a strong responsibility to be like the best, to be successful, to be I think that, well, this is every Korean citizen probably, because they have like their families have huge expectations on them. Um, I think that this year for him, for Hyungwon, it's going to be, when it comes to Monsta X, it's going to be very much more fulfilling than other years. At least this is, I think that he finds in Monsta X a sort of recognition among the members that probably he doesn't have with his family. And there's a sort of, like I said, this need for freedom. Probably him being with with mosaics, because that the members are chaotic and they are like very spontaneous. I think that somehow being with them also allows him to feel a bit like wild himself. I think that he's a very sensitive guy. He's very sensitive. He's always like, I think that he's always like in another planet, in another because he has a lot of water, so he's someone that he's probably, we talked about intuition. Yeah, I know he's a Capricorn, but probably he's a very sensitive Capricorn. He's very sensitive. He's always like absorbing everyone's, like, he's sort of an antenna, for everyone's moods. So somehow for him, it's very hard to think like, okay, like this that I'm feeling is mine, is what I'm feeling, or is what others are feeling, And I think that this is something that he had learned from a young age from his household, because he has the mother of water here. And I think that if it is his real mother, she's very controlling and a bit like emotionally manipulative of him. This is why he feels like very responsible for her emotional well-being. Somehow, I don't know if she is someone that is very needy emotionally, or she always depends on him to somehow like make her feel good, or but there's a sense of manipulation and a lot of dependency. So I think that probably, and this also like somehow it affects, um, it affects his ability to also feel love, and probably like to find a potential lover. But I think that because he's a bit traumatized by, there's a lot of female energy in his life, so he feels a bit like, like, I don't know, like invaded. Sounds like my mom. Ah, maybe because his younger bro is married too, so everything falls on him. Mm. Yeah, but the mother is very influential on him. Is very influential. Like the mother is like, you are mine. You are my project. I made you. and he feels a strong responsibility, a heavy burden actually, not like responsibility. He feels heavy burden, a heavy burden. Uh, oh, yeah. I feel like this guy sometimes he wants to scream. He wants to scream, shout out loud, but he doesn't allow himself to do it. He's so well behaved, you know, he's so like, it seems like he is in a fish tank where he cannot, you know, he cannot resurface. He's always there. But here with the Empress and the Page of Cups, there could potentially be love in the air for him. Someone coming. And him also with the Empress, him like getting out of this pity party that he has for himself and start acknowledging that there's someone that he could be potentially interested in. You know, someone younger than him actually. Someone also very like sweet. Yeah, but he had the moon card. So I think that probably he will try to act mysterious and not like do anything about it. I don't know why. Yeah, he has self-esteem issues. He's very hard to reach. He has self-esteem issues. This is why he doesn't connect with others. In the sense of the opposite sex or who he finds attractive. He doesn't connect because he's afraid of that connection. He's afraid of being a slave, emotionally a slave to other people, because he's so consumed by what others expect of him that he's like, no, what if I enter a relationship and that person manipulates me too? He's very fearful of intimacy. Yes, she has the final say. I'm sorry, but all moms in Asia here are like this. It's like a norm. Yes, in Latin America as well. In Latin America as well. We live for them, especially when we are like either the oldest or the only child. Yeah, but he's a bit lost. I have to watch Hyungwon a bit because I don't know much. Like I know him with the rest, but you know that the others are so chaotic that they always caught my attention more, you know, because they are so savage sometimes that I just spend the whole time looking at them. But I feel that Hyungwon it's very interesting in the sense that there's so much deepness inside of him. There's so much deepness, but at the same time, it's like he seems so far away, you know, like emotionally, like it must be you know it's not easy to get to him. He seems to be like asleep all the time. Like I wouldn't say like he's absent because he's not absent. But he's connected to everyone, everything all at once. But at the same time, he's not there. It's as if he time travels, like not time travels. He gets out of his body and goes to another, I don't know, another atmosphere. He tends to daydream a lot. It's like he's in his dreams a lot. Oh yes, when we are the responsible kid, it's over for us. We know we have the responsibility to always be the nice one, to always be there, to never say no. Okay, let's pull some cards for Enhypen Lee Heesung. He has the Eight of Cups, Two of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. He's very angry at the moment. Like, he's not happy, like, with what's going on around him. I think he's and he has a lot to say, actually. He says it. I know he's not the leader, but definitely he is someone that he's a bit more cold and like strategic about things, and somehow he's not liking this. He's not liking where he is or what he's associated with. He doesn't like it. He feels like this is not what I signed for. He's just like trying to hold himself from saying some hurtful things. I think that he has very strong opinions, and probably when he feels disappointed or when he feels like fed up, he tends to say a few hurtful things. Yes, he got he got the card of oppression. Look. And I was talking about him refraining himself from saying what he really thinks. Yeah, he's not happy. I wouldn't say he has an issue with a specific member. He doesn't have an issue with a specific member, but he has an issue with how things are being handled, about them, not getting a break from anything. Like, they are like, we should be focusing more on music and more like, he's a very like guy. He's very like, he has the Page of Pentacles. So he is a guy that he's always on work mode. I actually don't see much like emotions coming from him. I think that he's very professional, and he feels like, okay, this is getting out of hand and this is not professional of us. So he's disappointed in that. He feels a bit like he's another one. He definitely wants to shout. He wants to shout aloud of frustration. He's like boiling so much inside of him. He's like, and he refrains himself because he's like, I believe he's a Libra. He's the guy that he's a double Libra. But yes, he's like, breathing heavy. He's like, he's like refraining himself from like, I really want to like really like create chaos here. He really wants to, like, because he thinks that he had a vision when he entered the group. I believe he had a vision and a goal. And he was like, okay, with this group, I'm from his perspective, not in we or the group. It's more like, I am going to do this. I gave up so much things in my life to be here. So I want to achieve this and this and this. And he came with a very professional, with a very, another 10. He got another 10 of Wands. So he's in this period where actually he's a bit like tired, and also like he's tired. He's like exhausted of probably a lot of negative feedback also he gets, and he's like, I cannot believe it. Like, oh, I'm done with this. Like, how come we never get something like positive? Um, yeah, I think that we should let him alone, honestly. Because yes, this is a phase. It's not that he's always going to be like this, but this is the energy that I'm getting now of him. Actually, this is not a very comfortable moment for him. He doesn't feel comfortable in his skin, in his environment. He's like, but he's trying to hold it in because he is a professional. Like I told you, he's a very rational guy. But he's angry. He's angry, because he's human. But he's like, this is so embarrassing. Like, he's like, I cannot believe this. Like, I cannot believe that everything that I had worked so hard for is turning into this, like a sort of circus, like, probably he's not satisfied also with the way the company or the people that manages them are like addressing these things. Like this is why I don't think that it's just about him having differences with someone in particular. I think that there's something about the management, or there's something that is very messy and unorganized when it comes to them, and he's like, you should do a better job. Instead of always asking the members to do better, it seems like the people that manage them also should do better. Like, and him being also very observant and very like, um, you know, a bit critical as well. He cannot help but to observe that there are some things in there that doesn't make any sense. So he's like very holding his tongue, to yeah, he's holding his tongue to not say something that is going to create more chaos, or actually like a sort of fight. He doesn't want that, but he that guy probably has a lot of stomach aches or stomach issues because of all the things that he keeps inside of him. He's a very nervous guy. And he has so much, like, like domination inside of him, like restriction, like, we cannot say this, I cannot say this, but he definitely thinks that he's not happy. He's not happy where he is. He thought that things would be different. He thought he would be in a place where things would be handled a bit more like traditionally, or a bit more. He thinks that people are not doing a great job. That's what he thinks. He's very like this. Okay. Let's wish Heesung the best, and that he will move on from this. But this is how he's feeling right now. Jackson. Okay, let's move on to Jackson. Okay. He got the Libra card, the Libra Moon card, but in reverse. He got the Libra Moon card, but in reverse. The card of equilibrium, that it would be the Two of Swords in reverse. We know that he's a Moon in Libra. You know that this card represents the Moon in Libra, the card of equilibrium, but it's in reverse. The Hierophant. Ten of Wands again. And Six of Pentacles. So definitely yes, Jackson is not. There's no need for me to say this. The cards are saying it for him, but he's not well balanced. He's not in a place where he's not being rational. He's not in a I wouldn't say it's emotional. It's not emotional. It's his mind. You know, his mind is not in equilibrium. He is a bit like confused. He is being a bit irrational. Yes. He's actually like, he's somehow trying to express the chaos within himself. He probably feels very chaotic. He feels very chaotic and he knows it, but he's trying to not like contain it, you know. And I think that definitely this has to do with all the years that he had felt like he had been oppressed to actually express himself, because we do have the card of the Hierophant that, you know, I always say the company card, here represented by the Dalai Lama, and we have next to it the card of oppression. So definitely for Jackson, he always felt very restrictive ever since he was young, and I think that it's not just the company, but I think that he had always felt like the authorities in his life, the the people in power had always tried to give him a sort of image and not allow him to be himself. And he's someone that he needs to be himself, because he's like, okay, I get this, like this is my dream, I'm signing up to this because this is what I want to do, but at the same time you need to let me free, you need to set me free. And he always felt very restrictive, like there's like an inner battle inside of himself, because he feels like people do not really like him for who he is. So if he does these very extreme things, it's because he's seeking for a reaction from people, because he's like, okay, if I show you my ugly side, of my non-professional side, will you still support me? Will you still like me? Like, I think that he's putting people to the test. He's showing a sort of like the absence of equilibrium in his life, because this is how he feels. And since his moon is also in Libra, somehow there's a fight between his need for individualism and also the fact that he knows that he relies on others' opinions, that somehow his identity or his job and his profession, it counts on what people think of him. So he's like, yes, I'm not feeling very good about myself. Like I'm feeling very like anxious. I'm feeling like I cannot see straight. So I need to show this chaos to the people that have been there for me, because I need them to witness this with me. I cannot witness this alone. So I need you to accompany me with this. Like I really need you to pay attention to what I'm showing you, because this is part of who I am. This is the representation of everything that I had been going through for the last 7 years, for example, or 10 years, because he has the 10 here. So and definitely he wants to challenge the conventionalism. He wants to challenge the traditions, the old ways. He wants to challenge definitely this, and to show you that yes, they have been oppressed and that they are oppressed. He also has the six of pentacles, which I think that he will eventually like come out of this, but it's going to be very slow. It's going to be a very slow process. I think that I know that this is controversial right now. People have a lot of opinions about what he's doing, if this is okay, but I think that for him this is a part of his creative process and his process as an individual. He's definitely like experiencing it. He's like, okay, like I'm really going in with this part of myself. I'm going to show it to people, and he's slowly going to, like, it's going to be a phase. It's not that you're always going to see him like this, so out of balance. But it's something that he needs the others to come to this journey with him, because I think that this is the way he's going to heal himself, to bring the fans along with it. And I think honestly, guys, that it's I wouldn't say it's safer, but I think that it's better to see him go through this in publicly instead of him being locked down in a hotel room and having this sort of like episodes of, you know, feeling very out of control. So I think that, you know, if he's showing it, is because he's, you know, he's working on this. He's acknowledging it. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Maybe some people would not like it, but he's like openly like being like, okay, I show you, you know, I show you my real situation. Like, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? Are you watching me? Like, keep your eyes on me. Like, you always keep your eyes on me. You want to know about me? Okay, this is part of me as well. Since you are so obsessed with watching what I do, okay, this is also something I give you so you can watch. So I think that I would prefer for him to do these kinds of things and to show it, because it takes a lot of strength to actually being able to show that side of you, especially when you're feeling very vulnerable. And he is vulnerable. It's just that he doesn't want people to see his vulnerability as a part of like, oh my god, we have to protect him from not showing this because this is not like him. This is part of his you know, like, this is part of his process, and this is how he decided that he's going to process it. So I don't know how we should feel about it. Yes, it's a bit like, you know, but he's like really showing you like this is my life, this is how I'm experiencing things, like on first road. What in the world is going on? Dude is throwing house parties and inviting fans. He's putting himself in danger by inviting fans, a stranger, into his house and being in close proximity. And he's drinking a lot. This wasn't his house. The fans doesn't matter how fans have direct close access to him. That's extremely dangerous. But there's a difference between being yourself and creating a dangerous environment. I'm aware that this is not a better option, but it's still not gonna be the end at all. He said before that he always feels worried. Many is drinking. Be yourself public on a stage or society in official stuff, not a house party with parents being so close. It's not going to do well for him. Yeah, it's just that maybe I don't know, he's doing an experiment about, okay, like, you know, like how, you know, to give the fans an experience to be that proximity. Like, what would you do? And to also to show you the reality behind being a fan. You know, if you're like, if you say that you are really a fan, you know, and that you love your idol and you love them and you everything, but if you have the chance to be that close, how would you behave if you had the possibility to be that close to the thing or the person that you love the most, you say you love the most or admire the most? How would you behave? That I think that it's not so much about, you know, how the idol is acting. It's more about how is the fandom, how is the fans acting. See, just like you have people like following them on the airport. Like, if you have the possibility, he's not running away. He's there next to you, sitting next to you, drinking. Like, how is the fan acting? You know. It was concert soundcheck. He asked where London is fan, and fan said my house, so that's how the house party happened. Jackson chose 5 others of the soundtrack to go to. In this recent Twitter space, he was also chatting with fans like regular friends. Yes. My problem is with fans who are ignoring and desperate and just being excited. There are more than 5. Those fans have shared pic with other fans. I don't know why it's... Okay, guys, I'm going to pull cards for Hyunpen J, and then I'm going to go because I have a lot of things to do today. And Hyunpen J. He has a Mother of Water that is like the Queen of Cups, a Strength card, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Pentacles, Free of Wands. So I I actually you know, I think that it's funny that he's not worried at all. You know, I was like, oh, poor guy, you know, that thing happened. I think he's not worried at all. He's okay, actually. And he's going to be okay about this, you know, people like being like a bit upset about what he said. I don't know exactly what he said. Here with the Queen of Cups, definitely it could be the fandom, or it could be that there's like a female CEO or someone that is really fond of him, like, and somehow she defends him, or she's like, okay, it could be the fandom as well, you know, being very motherly towards him and being like, oh, we will protect you, like, you are going to be fine, just don't fear, you're going to be fine. And somehow they give him this confidence of, like, you know, this Strength card is very beautiful because it shows you like the big lion, like protecting the baby, you know, the baby. So I think that this is the influence of this Queen of Cups, you know, like somehow mothering him, you know, and overprotecting him and being like, oh, you're going to be fine, like you have nothing to worry about. And then in the middle, he has the Wheel of Fortune. So somehow I think that there's something about Jay that he is very lucky in a sense. Somehow the cards let me know this, that he is the guy that he could potentially like experience these ups and downs, or these events where he gets into trouble, or says he gets into trouble, but it's like this inconvenience that happen around him, probably saying things that are not well taken, the things that he said or the things that he does. But somehow luck is on his side. You know, he is very lucky. He has a lot of support. Like, this is why I'm thinking, like, is he someone's favorite? Like, is he someone's favorite? Because there's a sense of, like, you know, like, yeah, like he's protected. Like, and I think that he has these people that are always like telling him, like, don't worry, everything is going to be fine, we are taking care of this, you done nothing wrong. You know, there's this sense of like also babying him, you know, like, you are you know, like, no one is going to come at you because you done great, you know, like a sort of like a mother spoiling his child, you know, like this is very interesting, actually. And he also, and this card also gives him success in other areas of his life. So I think that here with the Ace of, I know he's a Taurus, but here with the Ace of Pentacles, I sense that luck and also opportunities and the possibility to be always successful is always going to be in his life. He also has the Free of Wands, that it's like the card of exploration. So if he someday decides to do something different, or to do a project, or to do another activity that is outside being an idol, like he has the potential to expand his horizons. He has more opportunities than the average person. It seems like he's also very ambitious, in the sense that he's not going to be stuck to the mold of just an idol. I think that he knows, he's very aware that he is like very lucky, or that he has the options. I sense a very strong Jupiter here. But also he has like, despite of, I don't know if some people think that probably he lacks confidence, because I don't see he lacks confidence at all. I think that he has like this environment that they always are like talking positively to him, especially like emphasizing how good he is, or how good of a person you are, or somehow like a bit like brainwashing here, but not allowing him to see, or to really understand if he made a mistake. There's something, I don't know what happened with Jay, like with Jay instances, but there's this sense of actually the people around him convincing him that you shouldn't apologize. Like, there's nothing wrong. You done nothing wrong. You never do something wrong. You are perfect. So there's also a level here of like, not allowing him to make his own um, like reflection about himself, like, like always thinking about, no, you're great, you're great, you've done nothing wrong, like too positive almost, to the sense that doesn't allow him to really connect with self-awareness. But and I think that this is not just this, it could be his mother, but it's like the female in his life, probably the fans as well, like reminding him of how great he is. So for him, it's like he will move on. He will move on. He's not okay. I mean, he's not like, if someone thinks like that he is like heartbroken, or actually being a bit like sad or conflicted about what happened. No, he's not. No, he's okay. Okay, guys. This is all I have for today. I've been here for 2 hours, almost 2 hours and a half. So I'm going to go. I'm going to enjoy my last day as a 37-year-old. Tomorrow is my birthday, so I'm going to take like a long rest, and also like to share time with my loved ones. So yes, this has been it for today. And yes, I'm really happy that you're here. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for remaining respectful, and please, and always being organized with the questions, because I do not just pull cards randomly. We discuss and decide who I'm going to read on the lives, so we can keep an order. And we always, like, even though who I'm reading for is not your favorite, you always stay respectful. So I do appreciate that tolerance, guys. So yes, guys, thank you. So yes, tomorrow I'm going to celebrate very low key. because I'm focusing a lot on on what I want to do for the channel, for you guys. I have another like personal readings that I also have to attend. But yes, I'm enjoying this area of my life, and you are part of it. So I'm really excited. I'm happy, and I feel very honored. So thank you guys. Have a great weekend. So yes, thank you guys.